This is me 4 years ago, and this is me today. See, I wasn't always like this though. I grew up in a small town with no dad because my dad, he was in prison. He did 20 years in prison. So me, I was raised by the streets. I grew up listening to the rappers, wanting to be like a rapper, wanting the money, wanting the cars, and that type of lifestyle. But what the rappers don't tell you is that type of lifestyle come with prison. So I sat up in prison and I hustled. I sold honey buns and cakes and sodas. I went to a job every day and stacked my money up. And one day, my son came to visit me in the exact same prison that I visited my dad at. When I got back to my cell that night, I cried. I broke down and I changed. I put down all the James Patterson. I got away from the TV and I started educating myself, mostly on real estate. And when I got out, I moved to a city where I didn't know a soul. The only person I knew was my landlord. I asked him if he had a building for sale, and he sold me this duplex right here. And this right here changed my life. I was living for free like I was in prison, stacking all my money, and I ended up buying another one. And then after that, it started going downhill. I ended up catching a DUI. I almost lost everything, but I got sober and I got back focused. While I was in there, I didn't have nothing else to do, so I sat down and I wrote. I wrote a book about what I knew, and I knew about real estate, from prison to properties. That was the knowledge that I had to give the world, and I wanted to teach people. So I started talking. I started educating, and then the rooms got bigger and more people invited me to come speak at the events. Telling my story is cool, but I like to give information. So I started going to the juvenile center, teaching them, going into the high schools, teaching the kids at school, because knowledge is power. I sat down, I read, I got that knowledge, and now I'm on my 14th property.